of his army at Fort Washington in Harlem Heights. He was in the building right over there, and he was dispatched to go to Fort Lee, where 5,000 British were scaling the Palisades to capture that fort. His ragtag bunch of men, a group probably not much unlike you, except a few less women, walked barely, mostly barefoot, through the snow, went through Liberty Pole at Englewood, where Palisade Avenue meets County Road, an hour before the British. If they had engaged at that point, we'd be drinking tea instead of talking about tea. Yeah. And maybe better off. But anyway, they made their way to a place just north of here called Newbridge. And they crossed over a little bridge in front of a building called the Steuben House. And on the front porch of that building stood George Washington at his command. Amongst that crowd of men was an individual by the name of Thomas Paine. Yeah. And he was inspired to write these words. These are the times that try men's souls, the days of the Sunshine Patriot. Most people don't remember the rest, but it does say, on that day, the little bridge over the Hackensack was our objective. Well, you know what? We're in Hackensack, and our objective is to stop the government of the United States from making our life a time that try men's souls. Is there a patriot here who wants to stand up and be candid and speak?
I was in high school in the 1960s, so I have a few that remember those days. But most of all, in my memory, was a statement by a rather famous Soviet dictator, Nikita Khrushchev, who, when he told Vice President Nixon, "We will bury you," fortunately, Ronald Reagan was able to beat him to the punch. Unfortunately, Barack Obama has stepped into the breach. Right. We will not let this man bury us. No way. He will be buried first. Yeah. So keep up the fight. Keep your relatives informed of the truth. Because the truth will set them free.
I'd like to see a showing of hands. How many people here are homeowners?
I paid for it too.
Taxation is directly connected to the influx of illegal aliens.
Oh!
just want illegal immigration. At least I don't want it. No way.
And we don't want the illegals to get the right to vote.
Exactly. But sometimes in this country, the dead people vote. I don't know why that happened. And to make a long story short, these illegal people should not be here. And the two administrations, whether Republican or Democrat, they want to give them amnesty to come in this country and take everybody's jobs away, and they don't want to care about anybody else. Okay? I don't care if I've got to pay $10 for my cotton loan, but I want a free country and no illegal people. And also I want you to know that 50% of them do not pay tax. And they infiltrate the school system, a hospital, and everything. And none of our politicians says a boo because they want to vote. At the end, only the Democrats get to vote. Nobody has the nerve to say something when it comes to immigration. Everybody's scared. What is it that to be scared? They are illegal.
And the only way they're going to get it is when we give it to them.
That's right.
We here are not part of any organization. I just showed up because I really got ticked off by having to mail my taxes yesterday. Yeah. And what really put me over the edge was when I took my envelope and very nicely gave it to the young lady behind the counter at the post office, and she asked me if there were any powders or liquids in my envelope. What am I? Some sort of white male Anglo-Saxon domestic terrorist? I just paid my taxes for these days.
You beagles be the terrorist.
That's right.
You think a terrorist is going to say, oh yeah, there is.
The problem with Obama is not immigrants. The problem with Obama is he's anti-black. He supports abortion.
Yes.
And the majority of people that have abortion are the poor, are the black, the Irish. This is what he supports, is abortion, the murder of the unborn. It's un-American. When he sends troops to die in Iraq and doesn't support their health care, it's un-American. He supports racist preachers. He's anti-American. That's right. When he doesn't allow Tony Dungy to be on his Christian Community Advisory Board, he's not only anti-Christian, he's anti-God. That's right. Both the right to right.
We're not standing here as Republicans or Democrats or libertarians.
We're Americans.
We are Americans.
America comes to me.
We are the people. We are the people.
We are the people!
And if the people will lead, the leaders will follow.
He wants to
Melt those phone lines in Washington.
He wants to stop.
You're the leader.
We're
hardest sport for freedom. And if you're not willing to fight for it, you don't deserve it.
Right.
Because that's what it takes. And if you're not willing to tell other people, you can lose your country. And that's what's going to happen if not enough people speak. When you remain silent, you tell the people, the other people, it's okay. It's okay. You cannot remain silent. And I'm telling you this. It happened in Russia, and it happened very quickly. The same way what we're seeing right now today. Obama and his whole team, they're pushing everything through. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Before you know it, you will say, what happened to my country? So if you don't let yourself be heard, that's what can happen. And the crowd should get bigger and bigger and bigger. And fight for America. Because if you are not willing to fight, you will lose your country and the way of life that you are used to.
People have been too busy earning a living, supporting your families, and paying your taxes. Right. While the likes of those that support the Politburo in Washington have been sitting around community organizing. Right. You know, if we all just stopped working and actually protested a little bit more, maybe they'd hear us.
I want to say something else. A few months ago, I called the Congressman Stephen Rothman. And when the secretary asked me where I called from, I told them I was a Duma. I am not in his district. Do you know what she said to me? She said that she don't have to listen to me because I'm not his constituent. I'm not voting for him, so she don't have to listen to me. Meanwhile, I'm paying his salary. And I'm allowed to express my opinion because I had nothing to say to Scott Garrett because Scott Garrett was on my side. So who I go for next to? To Stephen Rothman. And he would listen to me. Because he was another opinion, another person who don't care about the people. And it's just about it. So pretty soon, you lose your opinion, you can say nothing no more, and you're going to keep on going like this. You better talk, get involved with politicians. Because the politicians, when they were